Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Today we're operating Spark Flight 214 for service to, or correction, service from Branson to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Give me 1 second. As you can see, we're coming on the ground at Branson. Not great weather. Hang on 1 second. Oh, shoot. Alright, we'll go ahead and go lift now. As you can see, we're expecting thunderstorms very shortly. If it weren't for the ground equipment, you can hear thunder. So yeah, we're using FS2Crew today again. I got it reinstalled and everything. Figured out what was causing so many problems with frame-wise. I had forgot to defrag my hard drive. And it was pretty fragmented after the uninstall, reinstall, the massive clearing out of all my files. So, go ahead and get stuff going. We'll get the pop back up. There we go. I have a very specific setup I like to have. Wish I could save it, but it doesn't really ever stay in place. So, "50-degree pushback, tail will be left, distance very short. No AES doors, yes. Gate departure, no. Gate arrival, yes. And ASDEX surveillance is not on, or not active at either airport."
Let's start setting up.
Okay. As soon as we get power going, we'll be able to open the doors and we'll stop complaining. So you guys don't know Branson, it's located on the southern border of the state of Missouri. Basically a little miniature Las Vegas. Except not really. A lot more cheesy, I guess. But I like it. Go ahead and get these doors open. Go ahead and open the left front door, because we'll be boarding out of there as soon as it's time. If we can go outside, you can see that the aircraft is being serviced now. Hang on a second. And there it is. Oh, you can hear the thunder right there. Looks like the ground's a little moist. Not sure. So the APU is coming online right now. Hopefully we can get out of Branson before the rain kicks on, or kicks up, or starts, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, as you see right there, that's my friend flying for our FS Economy group. Always uses the same call sign, 537 Alpha Zulu. Alright, we'll go ahead and get the IRS aligning. See. Yep, my AirRack is out of date by 1 day now. I have AirRack 1305, it's now 1306. So looks like We have gotten our catering service complete, so I'll start to move out of the way now. It's going to be a long video though, because we still have 27 minutes to push back, and we're looking to get the entire flight filmed. Oh, there's the thunder again. Yeah, it's... altimeters... what is the current weather for Branson? Altimeter 2983. There goes the truck. We are flight, I'm only going to put the flight number, but we're going to put the entire thing, just because FS2Crew has a neat little feature. See if we can pull it up, actually. Give me 1 second. There you go. There's a map right here you can get to. It has all the aircraft currently using FS2Crew. You can see we're right here. Flight information, Spark 214 distance to destination. Currently not showing because we haven't finished planning our flight yet, but you can see that's us. So, you can see all the other aircraft using FS2Crew as well. Fantastic product. I love it. You're busy over in Europe. Alright, back to flying. Alright, runway, I believe 14 for departure. That's how it was for the arrival, yeah. Wind still 170, so 14. Flight plan today, we're going to be direct to Razorback, joining the Juliet 182 to Cody. Then joining the Juliet 8 to Fort Union. Razorback. Juliet 182. Juliet 8 to Fort Union. After, well, our entire rotation for today is Branson, Albuquerque, San Diego. San Diego, Albuquerque, Albuquerque, Las Vegas, Las Vegas, Albuquerque, Albuquerque, San Francisco.
I'm out for the walk around.
Alright, and hopefully tomorrow will be 747 heading to Sydney for exploration of Oceania and Asia. I think the trips for the next couple days is going to be San Francisco, Sydney, New Zealand back to Sydney up to San Francisco, and then San Francisco to Tokyo, Narita, and then back. I think that's it. I'm not sure. Probably wrong about that. But when he gets back, we should be ready to go as far as... oh, shoot. 17.5. I forgot to put in our fuel. Alright, so fuel for you can see there's our ACAR system up in the corner. Menu, actions, fuel, and total fuel including 15-minute hold, 30-minute to alternate, then 45-minute reserve after alternate. Oh, shoot. Total is 17.55. So, wow. We don't need that much fuel. Wrong box. There's only about 40% fuel. There's the thunder again. So yeah, we do want to get out of here rather quickly. Don't want to be around when the thunder starts hitting the ground. Definitely be a slight delay. So go back to the ACARs, cruising, flight level 340. Start the flight. anybody else online that we care about? Nope. Okay, I'm going to turn the cabin volume up. I always enjoy hearing from the cabin. We're gonna go ahead and speed this up. Oh, not that. Oops.
I'm back from the walk around. Everything looks good.
Skip to there.
Hey, Captain. The agents want to start sending people out. Can we start boarding?
Yes.
Stand by.
Okay, I'll let them know.
So, passengers start boarding now. Should see cargo belts coming up there, and there's the bus passengers. Working on a Sparkjet repaint for GSX. We're not done yet with it, but hopefully sometime soon. One thing that's confusing to me about this airport. Hang on a second. Is that the gate we're at right now is gate 3. I believe it goes gate 3, then 4, then gate 2, and then 1. So it goes 1, 2, 4, 3. If I'm correct. I'm not sure I am. But and that clicking noise right now, that's the first officer performing the actions he needs to prepare us for our pre-flight. Or to finish our pre-flight, I guess. So we'll see the baggage loader start loading baggage. Go ahead back into the... You can hear your passengers boarding. And as soon as it's done with the pre-flight, we'll start the pre-flight checklist and move on. And get ready for departure. Hopefully we'll get out before this weather. Oh, it's raining now. Great.
Glide slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind
You
shear.
can see lightning now, so we need to seriously hurry.
Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Glide slow. Bank angle. Bank angle. Minimums. 500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain. Caution. Terrain. 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 Pull up.
In this case, we don't need to necessarily hurry because the lightning's a danger to us. It's getting louder now. It's more that the crew can't load the aircraft and passengers can't be out walking on the ramp when there's lightning. Just because, you know, the airplanes are gigantic lightning rods. So. Slightly windy, but actually great weather for our arrival today. Nothing like this. GCAS test.
GCAS test pass.
Alright, let's go. Since there's no ATC online, we're just going to set it to our cruising altitude. Performance initialization. Reserves, I believe, were 5.4. Cost index, domestic 737 is 30 for Sparkjet. Ah, jeez. Cruising 340. Transition altitude is 18,000. I'll go ahead and give it a bump so we can get out of here a little faster. Takeoff, flaps 15, short runway. Alright, V2 speed is 141. 141 plus 10 is 151. Got that set. Flight director's on. Alright. Now go into the departure briefing here. Vectors on the departure, flaps 15, runway condition is wet, anti-ice will have engine anti-ice on. We're in the middle of nowhere, noise of departure procedure doesn't really matter. Okay, here we go.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
I'm ready for the brief.
Okay, we have no MEL issues today. I'll be the pilot flying. It'll be a standard takeoff. We'll be using noise abatement departure procedure 1. The departure will be by ATC vectors. We'll use flaps 15 for takeoff. Runway condition is wet. As for anti-ice, engine anti-ice is required. Engine blades will be on. Regarding the takeoff brief, from brake release to 80 knots, I'll abandon the takeoff for any vital malfunction called by any flight deck crew member current, present, and awake. I'll call reject, confirm the auto brakes are operating and the speed brakes are deployed. If the auto brakes are not working, I'll apply maximum manual braking and maximum symmetrical reverse thrust and bring the aircraft to a complete stop on the runway. After the full stop on the runway, we will make a decision on any further actions. From 80 knots to V1, I'll only reject for 3 reasons: engine fire, engine failure, or a takeoff configuration warning horn. At and above V1, we'll bring the aircraft into the air. The only actions I need from you below 400 feet are for you to silence the bells and confirm the failures. Above 400 feet, I'll call for the failure action drills as required, and you'll perform the memory items. At 800 feet above field elevation, I'll call for altitude hold and retract the flaps on schedule while going to maximum continuous thrust on the operating engine. Passing through 1500 feet, I'll call for the checklist. If we're above the maximum landing weight, we'll make a decision to perform an overweight landing as the situation requires. For wheel well, engine, or wing fire, after landing, I will turn the aircraft in such a way that the flames will be on the downwind side and will evacuate on the upwind side. For any cargo fire, make sure the emergency services do not open the cargo doors until the evacuation is complete. Any questions?
No questions.
Departure brief complete.
I'm ready for the checklist.
Alright, so as you can see, conditions are currently terrible. Visibility is dropping pretty quickly, so we're going to go ahead and get the hell out of here.
Hi, Captain. The passenger boarding is complete, and I've got the load sheet here for you when you're ready.
Thank you. Thanks. Oh, shall we turn hard mute off? Thanks. Thanks.
Have a safe flight.
Get out of my cockpit. Alright. Here we go. Pre-flight checklist. Pre-flight checklist.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Instrument transfer and display switch.
Checked.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selected.
Auto.
Flight instruments.
Checked.
Parking brake.
Set. Set.
Engine start levers.
Oh, levers. Cut off. Cut off.
Pre-flight checklist complete.
APU on the buses.
APU going on the bus.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Captain. I'd like to welcome you on board our flight today. We'll be on our way here in just a few minutes, so if you'll just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
It is really getting ugly out here. Gotta speed this up even more.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board today. As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our compartments. If you need assistance, contact the flight attendant. If you are unable...
Alright, so we're currently waiting for the air oh, there we go. Before start procedure. We'll go ahead and get that going, and once it's good for that, we'll be good to contact ground. National Defense procedure, we'll do the checklist, we'll call for pushback. And we will get the hell out of here.
I'm ready for the checklist.
Before start checklist.
Flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Fuel.
Checked.
Passenger signs.
Checked.
Windows.
Checked.
Mode control panel.
Checked.
Alright guys, everyone's seated. We're all buttoned up and ready to go in the back.
Takeoff speeds.
Thanks.
If you need anything, just let me know.
Set.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
Checked.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision light.
On.
Before start checklist. Complete.
Alrighty then, let's get out of here. Oh, I believe it's flight now. And cockpit to ground. That's true, you can't say and cockpit to ground like I always want to. You have to say cockpit to ground. Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Okay, Captain. All doors and hatches are closed and the bypass pin has been inserted. Please release brakes.
Cabin crew, arm slides.
Brakes released. Brakes released.
Roger that. Pushing back. And you're cleared to start all engines.
Start sequence is 2, then 1.
Check.
Start engine 2.
Starting number 2.
There's the packs coming off, and once we hit 18% N2, we'll pop the switch forward. Well, official terminology. We'll move the switch to the idle detent position from the cutoff position. There's 18. See that coming alive? We're still gonna go off into the grass. Ah,
Okay, pushback is complete. Please set brakes.
barely. Brake set.
Thank you, Captain. And the tow bar and bypass pin have been removed. We'll see you on the left side with the bench.
You are clear to disconnect and go to hand signals.
Okay, everything looks good down here. Have a nice flight.
Start engine 1.
Starting number 1.
Alright, you can see auto brakes currently RTO. It's all set. Engine 2 is coming alive.
Gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today.
There's 10, 12,
Please direct your attention to
16,
the cabin
and
crew
18.
safety information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates the safety equipment on this aircraft. Regulations require compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions, lighted information signs, and posted placards. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape
Starter cutout.
light. Locate the exit nearest you. The nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, lights will illuminate
Engine
the
anti-ice
dial.
coming on.
The cabin is pressurized. If there is a loss of cabin pressure, a panel will open and oxygen masks will appear. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull a mask toward you to start the flow of oxygen.
Flaps 15.
Oxygen will be flowing
Check.
to the mask even though the bag may not inflate. Cover your nose and mouth with the mask. Place the elastic band around your head and tighten by pulling on the end. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device. Pull up and remove the cushion. Upon exiting the aircraft, place your arms around the cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin or lavatories. Cabin lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located above your seat.
Takeoff
Thank you for
flaps
your
set.
attention.
I'm ready for the checklist.
Before taxi checklist.
Generators.
On.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
On.
Isolation valves.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Engine start levers.
Idle detent.
Flight controls.
Let's go check the flight controls real fast. Rudder. Hang on 1 second. Ah, damn it. Alright, rudder, full left. Or, no, that was full right. Full left. Ailerons. Full elevator is full both directions. Spoilers, both functional. Alright, we're good. Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Before taxi checklist complete.
Alright, and there's no ATC online. Let's go ahead and check that actually real fast. Oh, god, this is really getting bad. Alright, ATC. Still no ATC. Clear on the left.
We're clear on the right.
Alright, we're gonna use the full length of the runway. Because it's now wet. Which won't affect too much on takeoff, but... I mean, not that it won't at all, but... But also the fact that this is a short runway. Remember Sparkjet, when we had the A320s, we had them in here. We had them flying into Branson, and that was... That was barely made it taking off.
Yes. Okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin's secure.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flaps.
Checked.
Stabilizer trim.
4.0 units.
Before takeoff checklist complete. Cabin crew, take your seats.
Alright, looks like we're gonna be good for departure. We'll see. Hopefully nothing develops on takeoff. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to stop on this. So if any of you guys have noticed that in Flight Simulator, this is not a default airport. Branson was built... It was either after Flight Simulator X, or it was finished during the creation of FSX, and they just didn't add it. Runway entry procedure.
Check. Clear on the approach. Ready to go.
Oh, I'll say that in a second. See, it's not centered again. I don't know why.
Check.
Sub displacement, so we just won't use that for this. toy tiller up in the air. There's my friend again, 537 Alpha Zulu. Take off. Take off. Take off. Take off. Guess not. Alright. 40%. And we are full thrust for this takeoff. Go ahead and get the wipers going, actually.
On taxiway, on taxiway.
We're not on a taxiway.
80 knots.
Calm down, I've checked. This is a slick runway.
V1. V1. Rotate. V2.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Alright, there we go. After takeout checklist.
Engine bleeds. On. Pads. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Left wheel lights. After takeoff checklist. Complete.
Alright, so I'm not going to keep you guys through the full duration of the flight unless we encounter any air traffic control. I'm going to keep it rolling until we pass through the clouds so you get the full effect of how terrible this is right now. There's a state highway. I don't remember what it's called. Some state highway. In any case, still climbing through 6,000 now, 250 knots, or bouncing around actually. It's not quite constant yet. It's an external view of the current conditions. Oh, by the looks of it, we should be through the clouds, actually, not very soon. We're through the base layer, but we still got a high layer higher up. That's better. Of course, we don't really need it now, but, yeah. Alright, so there you have it. Now passing through the top of the clouds now. We'll be cruising shortly, and we'll start streaming or start filming again once we're about 40 miles out from top of descent, right before we start our descent checklist. Hello everybody and welcome back. We're now about 40 miles from our top of descent. About to start our descent briefing as well as get the first parts of the checklist going as well. So we're going to start the briefing now. We are going to be vectors to final, going to be ILS fail pass, runways dry, anti-ice not required. As you can see, the weather's cleared up quite nicely. I'm actually expecting tornadoes near Branson, so glad we got out of there. Decision height is 140, and the blaze will be on.
Are you ready for the approach brief? Okay, we'll be arriving by ATC vectors. As for the approach, we can expect an ILS approach into our destination. Landing runway condition is dry. Anti-ice is not required. Landing flap will be 30. Auto brake will use level 2. Engine blades will be on. Decision height will be 140 feet. Any questions?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
After the approach briefing, we'll go ahead and get our descent checklist going here in just 1 second. Sorry, let me scroll down this list real fast.
I'm ready for the checklist.
Descent checklist.
Pressurization. Landing altitude 5300 feet. Recall. Check. Auto brake. Level 2. Landing data. VREF 141. Minimums 140 feet. Approach briefing completed. Descent checklist complete.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and pull up the weather one more time for Albuquerque. Albuquerque currently showing wind at 260 at, oh shoot. Already switching to runway 26. Okay, wind Albuquerque 2617, ghosting 28, visibility 10 statute miles, speed clouds 13,000. Temperature 30, dew point minus 06, altimeter 29er, 89er. So I'm actually going to have to redo the briefing and actually maybe reprogram the FMC real fast. Excuse me. Be the RNAV-Z for 26. So that flight level 180. Alright, briefing, going to be RNAV.
Are you ready for the approach brief? Okay, we'll be arriving by ATC vectors. As for the approach, we can expect an RNAV approach into our destination. Landing runway condition is dry. Anti-ice is not required. Landing flap will be 30. Auto brake will use level 2. Engine blades will be on. Decision height will be 140 feet. Any questions?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
I'm ready for the checklist.
Descent checklist. I think we're just going to skip that actually. We already did that.
Watch the vertical speed.
I don't know, VNAV has it, not me, so I'm just going to leave it like this. Hopefully it'll correct itself soon and bring it back into check. So yep, after this we're heading to San Diego. Probably record the approach in the next... it's a pretty fun approach. But other than that, we're probably just gonna Let's get down. We'll go through the shutdown checklist. For this flight. Go ahead and check the VATSIM traffic is for in Albuquerque. Last I checked, we had one Spark departure, and it was number 135 going to Winslow, so he might be on the return flight now. And I can check right now. Set altitude 2000. Alright, so I'm not showing him on the return flight, so it looks like he's still in Winslow, so this should be the only traffic in the area. We'll go ahead and do another check when we're about 5 minutes from landing. So it look like that 5,000 feet per minute descent caught us up with our vertical profile. Positive about what? So looks like that caught us up with our planned vertical profile. So there's the city of Albuquerque off to our far right, just above those mountains over there. Not far right, just off center to the right. Approach for only 2.6 is kind of fun because it's right up against those mountains right there. So now since we're meeting the the fixed horror again from our last transition, we'll be doubling back. There's no telling we could have lost the full altitude we need to lose to get the right altitude for the approach. So it'll be a Horrig, and then turn around for the approach for T6. One last weather check to get the altimeter. It's 29er, 89er. This was at that about 18,500. We'll go ahead and set it now. Alright.
Transition level.
Altimeter's 2989.
Altimeters 2989.
Set altitude 8,000.
Double check that, please.
Yeah, set altitude 8,000. And you'll see we'll be coming basically straight up there where you can see the river, basically about there, and then turning around, coming back towards these mountains and the airport. Is actually you can see it right there, just off to the right, a little patch of green. It's a beautiful day in Albuquerque, though. So we won't be performing a securing aircraft checklist because, as I said before, we're going to be turning around for the next leg in about half an hour. We have a short break in between flights, mostly just to grab a quick lunch, but other than that, we will be on our way to San Diego. Tonight we still have San Diego, Las Vegas, and San Francisco to hit, so we'll be flying until about 10 o'clock tonight. Possibly later. Then we'll be resting up, and we'll have about. I'm thinking about. Actually, I don't know. I think it's about 11 a.m. local time departure from San Francisco to Sydney. And then we'll arrive in Sydney at night. And the next morning we'll have our flight to New Zealand back, and then up to San Francisco. And I have a day off, I believe, and then we're off to Tokyo.
We'll be arriving at our destination shortly. If you are making a connection to another flight, please see the customer service agent meeting this flight or video monitors inside the terminal for connecting gate information. For your continued safety, flight attendants will now walk through the cabin to secure it for landing. We'll be collecting all service items, newspapers, and any other items you wish to discard or may not be taking off the aircraft with you. Also, in preparation for landing, please turn off all electronic devices, stow these devices, and then all other carry-on items. Please use caution when opening overhead bins as items may have shifted during our flight. Please stow your tray tables and return your seats to their upright positions and check the security of your seatbelts. We will be landing shortly. Thank you.
So we're going to be in a pretty steep descent here. In fact, we're going to pop the speed brakes up. Brakes are level 2 though. We'll be doing our approach checklist here shortly. Set heading. Actually, disregard.
Yes. Okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin's secure.
We'll have that manager speed. We're going to be in violation of 250 under 10,000 for a little bit here. It's my mistake. Not just going to see 10,000 actually. Really close to the ground, but slow her down. And then once we hit 250 knots, we'll make our turn, what is it, toward Fairbanks to join the approach again. Make this turn here just to avoid the mountains. Alright, one more quick VATSIM check for traffic, and we'll be good for the approach. That's still the only inbound and outbound traffic, so we should be good. And there's 245 knots, so speed brake. Go arm the speed brake. Load the hood, proceed direct Fairbanks. And we'll get LNAV back on. All right. Airport is right up there. Just that little grid. You can't really see. Never mind. You can't really see it. I can see it, but yeah, I'm having my mouse pointer not showing, so can't really point to it. Set altitude 7,000. Or set altitude 6,000 actually.
Altitude 7,000. Set.
Set altitude 6,000.
Altitude 6,000. Set.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Approach checklist.
Altimeters 2989.
Altimeters 2989.
Approach checklist complete.
Crossing Fairbanks will drop the gear. There's the runway lights just off to the left. About to go out of view. Alright, 3 miles to Fairbanks. There's the airport, gear down. Ah, jeez. Gear down.
Gear down.
Flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
I'm gonna proceed visually here. Landing checklist.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Checked.
Standing by for the flaps.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30. Flaps 30. Green light. Landing checklist complete.
Cleared.
Check.
No auto land.
Check.
A little steep on the descent there. Weren't really expecting that autopilot to stop or give us a descent path unachievable message there, but we should be good anyway. Speed's looking good. 1,000 to go as far as terrain clearance. They should be fine though.
Approaching 26.
Checked.
500 feet.
Checked. A little gusty right here. Definitely feeling that. Landing.
Check.
Never called minimums.
50, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brakes out. Reverse green.
Manual braking.
Check.
I'm gonna keep rolling down just so we have a shorter taxi. Also, because I want to get past 1.7 before we start to vacate, but
60 knots.
check. Well, we'll go ahead and vacate up here. Don't want to spend too much time on the runway. Okay to clean up.
Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of our flight. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign and the aircraft is parked safely at the gate. This will be your indication it is safe to move about the cabin, gather your belongings, and disembark. We'd like to thank you for flying with us today. We appreciate your business and hope to see you again on a future flight.
I really wish Albuquerque had some good scenery. I mean, this is really good freeware, but, you know, I mean, a flight beamed at Albuquerque. You'll see when I get closer. It's actually really nicely modeled for freeware. You can see the old Eclipse jet building sort of there. You can see tail of the 747 as well. Go ahead and set this for our next leg, just to save a little bit of time. Only thing is that the scenery needs to be updated because this is no longer an active runway.
Approaching 17.
I don't know if it's just closed or if it's actually been removed and replaced with a taxiway, but I mean, it's still there, it's not used. Probably because it was right over the city. There's the Eclipse logo, the little orange thing over there. You can see it on the taxi on the building, as well as both 747s. Oh, Chase Pratt's at our gate. Hopefully I remember the gates here well enough. I guess not. Oh! Okay, yeah, that's where that was right. It isn't, it's just the other side. We'll change it just because I'm lazy. It'll be Gate Bravo 1. That's what I meant to do. It was Alpha 1, that's the gate I meant. Will be, Bravo 3. Save us a little bit of time. APU on the bus.
APU going on the bus.
Gonna take terrain off. It's a little more complicated than that.
Disarm slides. I'm ready for shutdown.
Keep it on flight. I think that's what it is. Shutdown engine number 2.
Check.
Cockpit to ground. Please connect the GPU now. Shutdown engine number 1.
Check.
Yes.
Captain, all flights disarmed.
Thanks. Alright, AP was off. We're getting ground power. Yes.
Cockpit's on ground.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Is officer in now?
Parking brake released, thanks. You can see we're now on the ground. I have finished boarding, and welcome to Albuquerque. There's one less thing we have to do. Get on the PA. Actually, it's off now. Yes, the GPU was not connected. It's my mistake. Yeah. Yeah, it was never connected. Now it is. Darn it. Now I'll get on the PA. Cabin crew, doors may be opened. Shut down checklist.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Propane.
Off.
Hydraulic panel.
Set.
Flaps.
Checked.
Parking brake.
Released.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off.
Shutdown checklist complete.
Alright, well thanks for watching. We'll be starting our next load here to San Diego in about 30 minutes. Probably a little longer than that. I'll see you guys for the approach.